All right. We are ready to go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to PAAS's LinkedIn Live. Today, we're going to have a quick session with myself, Natalie Plastro, Head of Marketing at PAAS and Green Cabbage. And I am joined by Green Cabbage's CEO, Eric Cunningham. Today, we're going to speak about ATP Executive Atlanta, which is our upcoming event on November 17th at the Omni Hotel at the Battery in Atlanta, Georgia. And we are thrilled to have this executive event this year. And we're going to talk a little bit about what attendees can expect at the event, give a little hint of what's going on with trends. And I think this is the perfect segue to turn things over to Eric, and he can talk about what we can really expect with these technology trends at ATP Executive Atlanta.
Thanks, Natalie. Yeah, a lot going on in technology, and not a lot of it's positive relative to pricing. We'll get there in a minute, but you'll look forward to seeing everybody on November 17th. This is our second ATP event. Our first one we had was in Pittsburgh in March, much of a success, and a lot of the feedback that we captured from the audience we've deployed into this event. So hopefully you're watching this live feed, or you can see the recording to really understand what to expect at this event, because it is different. And it's all relative to using the word compress the amount of time that you're putting into negotiations, compressing pricing. So there's a lot to learn. And we believe we brought the industry's A-list as far as the speaking event. But trends in technology. So cloud software, you guys have probably seen it. So pricing has been increased. So you can expect a new price for any of the cloud computing that you're buying, anywhere from 8 to 22% increasing. On-prem increases in price, anywhere from 8 to 12%. A lot of the suppliers are trying to motivate you as clients to move to their cloud platform. Not a lot of value in on-prem software right now. R&D budgets are down low. Support is not up to where it needs to be. So they're motivating you financially to move to the cloud. So something to consider. 2023 is the year of audits. If you haven't received an audit, most likely you will be this year. So some of the big companies, we represent 250 companies across the globe. I would say out of them, 80% have already received audit letters from a supplier at this point. Contingency workforce. So post-pandemic, used to be these things called rate cards. Where did they go? It's time for us to help unpack that and reset and rebalance your contingency workforce, labor spend, etc. The spend through VARs. A lot of these suppliers have now decided, hey, we're going to have a reselling business. We're going to partner with a VAR. Why? What's the main factor to that? Well, they get their money faster. In some cases, 15 days after you sign the deal. 90% of our enterprise clients have these things called unprotected caps. So year over year increase, if you don't have a cap, you can expect that 8% uplift. If you don't have price sold, you can expect to pay the premium within that term. And then the last thing is really the renewal cap. Everything sounds great. The adoption's working. The business is using the tools. But what happens at the renewal? The first renewal is quite the shock out there. So a lot of what we're talking about, we're going to help you address how to get ahead of that with compress. And then the last thing I would say is third-party support providers, whether they're hardware or software, their year-over-year growth is now 30%. So it's real. Those of you that doubted using third-party support programs, whether it's on hardware, networking, or software support, it's real, and the market's craving it right now.
Yep. I think the thing that differentiates this event, and it's really what we focus on here at PAAS, is compressing everything, and we wanted to create an event that did so as well. So it's one day, November 17th, that executive level focus. And the event structure is going to be 11 20-minute sessions from A-list speakers from all across the United States, from really great suppliers and really great sponsors. So Eric, do you have anything else to add, or do you want to kind of jump into the A-list speaker list?
The only thing I would add is that it's not the same type of venue that we had up in Pittsburgh where we had all of Heinz Field, so to speak. So there is limited spots. So to secure your spot today, we'll talk about that at the end. But the event is filling up very, very quickly.
Absolutely. All right. Let's get right into the agenda for ATP Executive Atlanta this year. Obviously, Eric will be kicking things off for us at the event. But our other 11 sessions are as follows. First of which, we have Leo and Nathan from KPMG. We're thrilled to have these two kick off our event as one of our A-list speakers.
Yeah, this will be a great event, or this will be a great session to really understand what total opportunities there are out there for you, but really what's hot. So Nathan and Leo will talk about what are some of the low-hanging fruit areas that they've worked with their clients and really, hence the word compress that to get an EBITDA swing immediately on the balance sheet. So look forward to Leo and Nathan. We've heard their pitch before, and I'm sure our audience is really going to enjoy it as well. A lot of value there.
Next, we have Angie Clays from Fine Tune Expense Management. Angie is the VP of Uniform Services, and she'll be speaking about the growing imbalances in supplier relationship management and how that's creating critical vulnerabilities for procurement organizations. So thrilled to have Angie at the event as well.
Yeah, we just got to meet these folks. We met the CEO a few times. They have quite the value prop, focusing on just a subset of categories, just like we do at Green Cabbage. We're not everything to everyone. That's the same thing as Fine Tune. So they focus on waste removal, pest control, uniforms, and I'm missing a category, but I'll make sure that I'll get it right the next time. But yeah, they're sending Angie down, and we're looking forward to having the story come from her relative to the creating the critical vulnerabilities in procurement organizations.
All right. Next, we have Steve Broderick, the Chief Transformational Officer at Alteryx, and he will be speaking solely on analytics and how they apply to all organizations and how they can really be a game changer within digital transformation. So we're thrilled to have Steve and Alteryx represented at the event.
Yeah, data analytics. Who's not using Alteryx anymore? Small companies, mid-sized companies, big companies. We do quite a bit of Alteryx negotiations. These guys are really changing the market with providing analytics to our customers in all different segments of the business. So I know Steve's fairly new to the organization. We look forward to his speaking engagement down at ATP.
All right. Next, we have Oracle. Our speaker from Oracle is going to be John Barkis, GVP of Industry Manufacturing, Industries, and Emerging Technologies. And Oracle will be elaborating on how to accelerate operational efficiencies through the use of their emerging technologies. So really focusing on that innovation piece. They were with us at ATP Pittsburgh. We're thrilled that Oracle is going to be returning to ATP Atlanta.
Yeah, backed by popular demand. And the surveys, we want to hear more about what Oracle offers. So Oracle obviously has their own conference going on as we're speaking right now in Las Vegas. So really interested to hear what John's going to unpack for our audience down here. There's a lot of different ways that Oracle can create value and ROI. So, we had a great session last time, as Natalie, as you mentioned, up in Pittsburgh. So looking forward to what John's going to talk about down here in Atlanta.
Next, we'll have Hari from Origina. He leads service innovation and thought leadership, and he will be speaking on IT cost optimization strategies that are driving savings and accelerating digital transformation. We've had the opportunity to curate this engagement with Origina, and they're thrilled to be at the event as well. Another return from ATP Pittsburgh.
This conversation with Hari will not be boring. I can assure you that. I've known Hari for a couple of years. Great guy, great organization with Tommaso Larry leading Origina and what they're doing relative to third-party support within IBM and some of the latest announcements over the last 3 to 6 months on what they're doing relative to supporting the Z series for IBM. Very impactful. So if you have a lot of IBM and you're not getting the value, this will be a good individual to come to the event and meet with as well. We'll talk about individual meetings that you can get through the app here at the end as well too.
Yep, for sure. All right, next up we have Chris Donato, President of Sales at Celonis, another return group from ATP Pittsburgh, but process mining, it is a hot topic right now. Chris is going to be speaking on the utilization of process mining and how Celonis is using that to identify savings and create value for their clients, and give some really great use case examples as well.
Yeah, this will be Chris's second. And Chris did the first one in March. And, Celonis as a company has gone through a significant amount of change in a good way, right? So they may be one of the fastest growing tech companies out there, but where isn't Celonis at? They're in every industry. Every client that we're talking to is talking to Celonis. Data mining is giving the customers great visibility into how to enhance processes, reduce cost, kind of re-architecture things. If you're deploying ERP, if you're looking at, other different workloads, this is a great use case for it. And they make it very easy to get into their business model. So look forward to seeing Chris again in Atlanta here.
All right. Next up, we have Andrea Hules, Head of AI at Lenovo. Andrea goes by Andy. Will be speaking on making AI easy, how to deploy cutting-edge AI solutions in retail and quick-serve restaurants. So Lenovo has been really a leader in the innovation space. We're thrilled to have them speak at the event and also sponsor with Insight the executive networking event following the session. So thank you to Lenovo and Insight, and we're thrilled to have you participate.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got, specifically Green Cabbage PAAS, we've got about 86 QSR clients. So a lot of them will be attending this event. I'm sure they're really anxious to understand what Lenovo is doing in the space and how they're now becoming one of the market leaders in this space with their platform as well. So look forward to meeting Andy at the event.
Next up, we have Jim Fleming from ISM. ISM is the Institute of Supply Chain Management. We're thrilled to have them participate in this year's event as well. Jim will be speaking on digital transformation of supply chain management. So focusing on all of the trends they're seeing within their members, their practitioners, a great institution that's been around and been a leader in supply chain management for many years. So thank you, ISM and Jim, for participating.
Yeah, great nonprofit, been around for a long time, like you said, Nat. Got an opportunity to meet their leadership team. You and I have several times. Great group of people. The value that they're creating for their clients and their customer base. They're looking to add more value, right? So big announcement from Jim when we get down to Atlanta. But again, great organization. I think 46,000 members, something like that. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I believe, yep.
Yeah.
All right. And finally, from Insight, we have Joe Flynn, Director of Modern Workspace, who will be speaking on DaaS and how that solution is reducing TCO through enhanced device lifecycle and employee experience.
Yeah, when we talk about Insight, initially you think of a reseller. They, as well as other ones, have really transitioned into the solutions provider area. So Joe falls into that group where he's going to be able to kind of share some stories with the audience of what they're doing relative to this area. When you talk about Insight, you talk about solutions, there is an immediate TCO. So I'm looking forward to hearing this story. Insight, I think, was at our last event as well.
Yep.
So Michael Kennedy. So hopefully we'll see Michael there as well too, but look forward to meeting Joe. Just a couple more, Nat. I think we're done with the slides, right?
Yep.
So if you haven't heard of a company called Efficio, look out for them. They're on the rise. It's EFFICIO. They will also be participating in the event, as well as our friends over at Google. So I had an opportunity to spend a full day in the Atlanta Google office a couple of weeks ago. And I've been in this business for quite some time, but I've never seen a venue like that. So if you get an invite to go to the Atlanta Google office, make sure you clear your calendar. It's well worth it. And their innovation center that they have there, but you just walk around 3 or 4 floors, just the intelligence level that they're bringing. They're hiring top-notch folks.
Right. We'll also have Rimini Street participating in the event as well. So we are looking forward to all of the speakers. Just to kind of close out, all of our speakers are focusing on how do we empower the attendees to create hard dollar savings, use that savings to innovate within their organization, and ultimately grow. So that's the hard focus for all of these sessions. We want to keep them quick, empowering, and really getting you the information that's necessary to make these cost reduction initiatives. So we're thrilled with all of our speakers. We have a great lineup this year. Going to be a really impactful event. I believe we can turn things over to how to get registered now. So I will go ahead and put the link to register in the chat. We do ask that you pre-register for the event. If we have any questions, our team will reach out to you, but it is one day, November 17th, held at the Omni Hotel at the Battery, Atlanta.
Just want to say something about Rimini Street too, and I'm sorry I left them off, but what they're doing and how they're changing the game relative to providing support, SAP specifically and Oracle. Sebastian Grady, one of their leaders, they're really customer focused, and they've built this world-class support organization with some additional offerings as well too. So if you have Oracle or if you have SAP and you're on-prem and you need to rent a parking spot out for a little bit, so to speak, maybe not want to pay the supplier fees, this is a great alternative solution for you guys to consider as well. So Nat, maybe talk about how you register meetings with these individuals and or the suppliers while we're at the event.
Yeah, absolutely. So the link that we've provided in the chat will allow you to register for the event, but also give you unique access to create or request one-on-one meetings with each of the speakers or sponsors at the event. It keeps your data entirely private. You do have to accept or reject every meeting invitation, but it does give you this unique functionality to schedule these meetings, as well as a place to conduct these meetings with all of the attendees as well. So we're really thrilled with this functionality of the event. It keeps things efficient, lets you connect with the attendees, speakers, and sponsors with the click of a button.
Go Braves! This venue is first class, and we look forward to seeing everyone there. We will have a event afterwards with cocktails and hors d'oeuvres, so stick around and meet one another. There's also places that you can have meetings with the suppliers at the event as well too.
Yep.
So really excited about the event and look forward to seeing everyone with their green cabbage t-shirts when they get there.
We are thrilled to have another ATP event, ATP Executive specifically. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to myself via LinkedIn, via email. Everything is on the website at www.atp-summit.com.
Look forward to seeing you there.
All right. Thank you, everyone.